Good morning. Morning, good morning, good morning. It's Tuesday. Tuesday. Man, I'll tell you what, I went to the dollar store last night. Yeah, well, evening, I guess it was like 6:30, 7:30, something like that. And that wind, because I'd been out earlier in the day, I had a, pair of shorts and t-shirt on. After it got dark, that wind was coming out of the north so darn cold. I had to put gas in the car, and I was like, well, I reckon I'm going to have to dig out some winter type clothes, no more shorts, t-shirts. I got lucky I had my sweatshirt in the car. I grabbed it and put it on, but yeah, it was cold. Not, not sure what it is today. Let's see. I'll find out here. 37 degrees. I thought it was getting cold last night. 37 out. Yep. That's cold time. That's moving into winter time temperature right there, isn't it? But oh no, yeah, I think it's going to be clear today. I think, hopefully. In fact, I think it's going to be clear. It's not going to be very warm, though. I mean, it's like. Let's see here. Our high today is 49. 49 degrees. Let's see. And then it's going to stay between 50 and 58 degrees Wednesday. What's the matter, buddy? You want to go outside? Huh? What do you want? I don't know what you want. You have to tell me again. I didn't hear you. What do you want? Hey, morning, Nate. What do you want, buddy? You want to go outside? Hmm? I don't know what you want if you don't tell me. Huh? Okay, we'll do it in a minute. Impeccable timing that dog has right there, doesn't it? I've been sitting here 20 minutes doing nothing, and now I go live, and he wants, come here, buddy. What do you want, huh? Do you want to go out? Huh? You're not going out there and bark like you did last time, okay? What do you want to do? Hmm? Here, hold on. Let's see. Oh, crap. Yeah, the first few steps on that knee is not any fun. Oh, there you go, buddy. Hey. I'll be right back when I make sure the TV's turned down. You had a chance, Chili got it, didn't you? Hey, knucklehead. What do you want? You want to go out? Come on. I don't bet here barking. Are you coming? Come on. Now, whatever you smelled out there, don't go out there barking, going all crazy again. You hear? Go on. Behave. That. I took that advice real well. Come on, John. I let him out first thing this morning, man. He right there in the steps, at the end of the steps, stopped, put his nose to the ground, ran back and forth. There must have been something out there just recently. He's out there barking now. Come on, honey. Go tell that dog to shut up, okay? Come on, honey. Little guy, quit. Put that. And whatever it is, it's got his hair standing up. You know, yeah, whatever it is, got his hair standing up. So there must have been something come out around there just a little bit ago. I don't think my neighbors can hear him from here. I don't know. I'll ask him tomorrow. Working around the house today. Honeydew mess. Come on, Jilly Billy. That's a good girl. You gonna stay out there and bark at nothing or what? Is that what you're gonna do? You better hope nothing comes up out of that dark out there after your ass. You dummy. Come on, let's go. Thank you. Thanks for not barking, by the way. I appreciate it. I appreciate that not barking while you was out there for me, see? Oh, I got you guys a new treat. I'm sorry. Hold on. Check it out. We got you some new bacon strips. These are cheeseburger, it says. Cheeseburger bacon strips. Tell me what you think. Let's get a yay or a nay on these today, okay? Oh, man, Dad, those are all fresh and new. Heck yeah. All of them would stay that way if Mom would do the Ziploc part, wouldn't they? Here we go, guys. There you go, guys. You're welcome. That's better. I'm trying to figure out what I got to do. I got so much shit, man, to do today. Hey, morning, Chris. Good to see you, buddy. I got to meet the dad's nurse at the nursing home because his pain pump, I couldn't get him to the pain doctor to get him in the car to get to the pain doctor to fill his pain pump up. So I know it's got to be pretty close to running out. And the hospice doctor didn't seem overly concerned about it. Well, I know how much of a difference it made from before and after. And I told his nurse, that's the wrong answer. I said, I need to know what they're going to do to compensate for that pump running out. She said, would you like me to have the doctor call you? I most certainly would, thank you. Because she doesn't have the answer. She just has to do what the doctor tells her, you know. And, the poor nurses at the nursing homes are the ones that got to try to deal with, trying to keep him comfortable and stuff. She said the doctor said something about, well, maybe he's declining rapidly or he's declining more. And I asked her, I said, how's he know? He hadn't even seen him yet. I said, don't give me that shit. He hadn't been out there to see him. He can't diagnose nothing. Which I'm going to tell him when he calls me. So how can you tell me that he's declining when you haven't even seen the man before? You piece of shit. But someone there in administration told me about another hospice people that are much better, she said, than this one, than Heart to Heart. So we'll see. That's just my day, and I'm rambling about it because it pisses me off. And then I got to box that new PC up and send it back to the guy because it don't work right, and because I got it through Amazon, it's a no hassle thing. That's what I told the dude. Said you can either work with me on exchanging it for a better one, and I told him, I said, I will pay a little bit more for a better PC because that one there's a piece of shit. That's right, John. And so he's going to call me sometime today too, and we're going to set it up where I'm going to keep the monitors and stuff here and send the PC itself back. Let him. He's going to have to show me what else he's going to exchange it for. I'll just send it all back. Because if it more than, I'd say $75, we're getting into the range. If I can just buy a new one, never mind. I'll send everything back to you. We'll see. All this just so I can go to work. I don't even like the sound of that word, work. What are you doing up so early, Chris? What are you doing this morning? Oh, I can't. Did you say something about going fishing this week? Trying to go fishing every day? I can't remember. Oh, the PC itself, the audio is horrible. So they probably it's a refurb, a new motherboard and everything. And SSD drive, but it's got dual monitors, right? You'll have something on the left monitor, something on the right monitor, and I don't know, every now and then the left monitor goes out, and when you look at the right monitor, what was on the left monitor is on the right monitor. And then you move it back over, and then they both kind of go off and on. I'm like, yep, can't have that. Sorry, gotta go. Really? Always up around 4. I am too. What am I saying? A little guy wakes me up every day. Except this morning, the alarm went off at 5 this morning, and I looked over, and he had his head buried up against the pillow and was stretched out almost upside down. And I'm like, what you doing? Didn't you wake me up? He didn't even move. He's like, nah, man, I'm not getting up. And that's when I turned the light on and seen him. I was like, well, hell, no wonder you ain't getting up. I wouldn't either if I was that comfortable. I took the car through the car wash yesterday, and I sealed that sunroof up. I can nap during the day, but I can never sleep late in the morning. Interesting. I sealed that sunroof up real well, and I went through the car wash, and the water had gotten in somewhere, and I think where the windshield comes up and curves, up at the top corner, there's like a seam that runs up along the body. You'd have to see it to understand. And it's got a rubber strip in there, and the rubber strip's kind of loose. And I'm thinking, I wonder if that's where it's at. So I'm going to get some of that stuff I used to seal the sunroof up and put it on there. And it could be the windshield itself kind of looks like there's, the seam around it. There's no rubber strap around it or anything. So I don't know. More things to do. I'd like to trade that in on a freaking Ford Escape hybrid. That's what I would like to do. Something that I don't got to put gas in every other freaking day. Which reminds me, I got to do something about the Ford out there. I reckon I'll just call Nyes, tell them come get it. How much you give me for it? Junkyard, I don't care. They give me a couple $100. I'm whatever. If the tires would fit my SUV I have now, I would go get some cheap used tires to put on it and take them, because the tires are good still. They're not $1,200 good like I put on that Buick, but they're good. Man, Trump's already moving on stuff, isn't he? He's already picking his administration and all kinds of stuff. I like the dude he picked his borders are. They are, John. I about fell out when I seen how much they cost for. I could have got. Don't get me wrong. I could have got a set of tires for $700, $800, $900, but I buy good tires for whatever I buy. Dirt bike, road bike, doesn't matter. Because whenever you're using whatever it is you have them tires on, that's the only place you're making contact with the earth at that time. So you should be able to have confidence in where you're making that contact. It's like I never figure out why they put such small tires on boat trailers. I never understand that. Yeah, he is. I seen the clip of him. AOC, and he quoted her the law or whatever number, and she was done then. Like, what am I going to do with this guy? He's got me. She was calling them asylum seekers, and he was calling them illegal aliens. Yep, there could be some good changing coming. Some of it people aren't going to be happy about. especially on the lib side. But I don't care. They're already developing a plan for deporting people, which I'm good with that. Oh, he's on Fox last night. No shit. I wish I'd have seen it. Yeah, he's definitely no nonsense. I seen him in the congressional hearing on C-SPAN, and yeah, maybe it was Senator Congress. I don't know which. Whatever one AOC's in, and they'd ask him questions. They didn't like his answers. I know that, but the guy knew his stuff. So you can't beat a guy that knows what he's doing and know. That's how Trey Gowdy. I don't know if any of you remember him. I think he's from North or South Carolina, and he was Attorney General there. Perfect record, never lost, and he was in the Senate or Congress. And man, this guy, when he would go to question someone, his prep was immaculate. There was nothing that person could say that he didn't have the answer to, or the question he would ask them that he didn't already have the answer to. Yep, exactly. And I'm on plane, man. I seen some blurb in the news last night about jet landed in Haiti or whatever, and they took shots at it. They had bullet holes in the plane. So I don't know what's up with that. Them Haitian people are like, heck no, man, we got rid of those gangs. They're yours now. I'll be like, no, they're coming back to your land. Maybe Cuba will take them. They need some people there, do they? I don't know. I don't have the answer to that question. But I know Mitch McConnell from Kentucky, he's a snake. He's trying to call an early hearing to elect the head of the speaker, not speaker of the House, but the head of the party in the Senate or Congress wanted to. And he wants to have a secret vote. And there's three guys, and two of them hate Trump, and one of them is good. And he was trying to do this on the DL, and Tucker Carlson texted it out and busted him out for it. And Mitch McConnell, I think not, is it McConnell? Who's the old guy from Kentucky that had the stroke standing there at the podium that day? Face went blank and he just stood there. Like, yeah, maybe you're too old for this now. It's not Mitch McConnell. It's well, I don't know. I can't think of. He's a piece of work. He's part of the swamp, and he's trying to play games now, swamp games. And the worst part is those guys are in trouble, man, because they got Trump the first term because he didn't know anything about the inside workings. You know what I mean? And he come in there trusting people. Well, now that he's been there and he knows how the game works, they won't get him this time. Except for that Rafkin dude, he's going to try, and he's a piece of work. I think it's talking about the 14th Amendment or something, and Trump creating an uprising or whatever. He's going to try to use that to make him remove him from the presidency. But I'm like, how can you do that if he's never been charged and or convicted of such? I don't know. I wonder who's going to come up fishing today. We had fishing guys today and last Friday maybe it was, or yesterday and last Friday I think. It's like 2 days in a row there was someone fishing live. That's cool when that happens. Other than that, that's about all I got. I've done spilled all my headlines for the 4-hour show in the first 10 minutes. Heck yeah, Maury. That kind of swamp monster's cool, though. Those are the kind that make people in DC disappear. I'm just an old hick from Indiana, man. As my son would say, you are so stuck in your old ways. And I'll retort, yeah, but my old ways, it was cool. And nothing about the times we're in right now that are cool. I thought there was a dog laying behind me snoring a little bit. I took Mom to get her hair done yesterday. And I forgot how good looking that lady is that does her hair, man. She's been doing her hair for, God, I don't know, 30 years maybe. Cindy is her name, I think. Either that or I just haven't been paying attention all them years. Probably that part. I don't know. So, John, you got honey-do list around the house today. I got so much shit I need to do. Yeah, that's what it is, John. I've got some freedom coming. I know I'm gonna be out there on the hunt. I'll be ready. I'll be glad just to get back to work, man. Exactly, Morty. I'm with you. My family comes from the hills of Kentucky, and there's a lot of hollers back in there that no one knows they're there, and you'd never find anybody. Not honeydew, just yard work. Yeah, I forgot you guys get to enjoy that year round, don't you? Ah, yep, that's down the swamp, man. They can just feed them alligators out in the swamp. Problem solved. What they don't eat, you can feed to the turtles or the hogs. Yeah, exactly. Gators eat evidence. Yes, they do. Digest it and shit it out, and it's no longer evidence. I was going to say hogs do too. I used to watch interrogations on YouTube, interrogation videos, and they had this nutty lady in there that had hogs, and she had like a farmhand or something helping her or whatever. Well, the guy comes up missing, and his family's trying to find out where he's at or whatever, and the police go out there. And I forget what the body part is, but there's a body part laying just outside the hog fence. And they're like, come on, we need to talk. So she evidently fed the guy to the hogs and missed a part. And they had her in there interviewing her. She was crazy. It was literally flat out nuts. And still wouldn't fess up to any of it. Yeah, you know she did, man. There ain't no doubt in my mind about that. Feed him to the fishes. Yep. You know she killed her husband, fed him to the lions, chopped him up in little bite-sized pieces. Here you go, guys. I just throw the head out here. You can play with it like a ball. I'm sick today. That's sick. I'm sorry. A little early in the morning for that kind of humor, I think. Yeah, and it's not like the Tiger King dude wasn't bizarre enough to begin with. You know what I mean? When you watch it, it's like this dude's got a what was a public access channel back then or whatever, and just like, where do these people come from? You know what I mean? Oh, Jody, and yeah, it's like, I mean, that guy, you could tell he was nuts from the jump. And I can see where that would be kind of a dirty profession to get into. Yeah, yeah, sure. Make it's like a Jerry Springer show, only worse, and make your life look wonderful. Yeah, if you think you're bad, just watch The Lion King once through. You'll feel much better about yourself by the time it's over with. At least if you had a daughter, she was safe working there. You know what I mean? He wasn't gonna bother her none. Yep. Today I got to end at 8. I got stuff I got to get done, man. Yeah, I'm way different than the Lion King. Yeah, I couldn't imagine what it would take to care for big cats like that. You know what I mean? Just the food alone would. I mean, unless you got a solid supplier, I mean, how would you get all that raw meat in one each day? Circle of life. They had a it was a college game day. They were at LSU and they had a tiger there. You gotta get me for days. Hey Morty, I'll come up there. I used to live up there, brother. Oh, that's right. We talked about that, didn't we? I'd love to come up there. We'll talk about that. I got to get some work. I'm flat broke right now. I mean, the last what 8 to 10 months, I wasn't able to do hardly any work because of pop. So that's why I'm getting the PC and stuff set up. I got to get some work done, get some money coming in. So it's going to be lean here for a little bit, but that's all right. I growed up poor, so I know how to do lean. Oh, you're kidding me. No, he didn't. Really? Oh, man. He sold it to the pin. Let that be an object lesson. If you go see a roadside attraction, don't eat anything while you're there. Because you know that, for instance, if that meat's just this close to going bad, they're selling it that day. Charter guy. Oh, one of your fishing guys comes and fishes for with you. Bob from Wisconsin. I remember, didn't he? Wasn't he down this year? Him and another guy, kind of big fellows. Yeah, yeah, that's what I thought. I tell you what, man, Wisconsin's like no other state you've ever lived in. I can tell you that. If you're not a drinker, you will be when you stay there a while. Yeah, twice. Yeah, yeah. I never seen so many bars in all my life, and it's just a way. It's all from the German descent. You know what I mean? There are a lot of people there with German descent. Morty, I'll be up there, man. For one, at least I know how to get there. He sent you the cheese curds? Heck yeah, man. I swear I got introduced to them, man. When I moved up there, I was like, oh man, what are these things? And where have they been my whole life? And now you can go to Culver's and get the cheese curds, deep fried cheese curds. They're the bomb, man. And at least getting them there, you know they're real cheese, and it's not like the ones you get at some other place. that's that's the thing about Culver's, or it used to be up there anyway. Maybe it's getting bigger now, but you knew the food you got there was quality meat and quality. You know what I mean? Like the cheese was real cheese. Hold on, Jody. Let me see if I can guess. Hold on. I did. Ah, ha, ha, ha. Oh, did you mean you? It ain't easy being cheesy, but it's a whole lot of fun. Yep, I got one. Yeah, yeah. Bears fan. Yeah, you fit in right up. You fit right in up there, don't you? Oh man. Did you get a haircut, Jody? You can't see it now because it's all flattened down, but it stands up pretty nice when the time comes. If I ever get the opportunity to go out somewhere and do something that doesn't involve wearing a hat, I wear a hat a lot. No, thank you, Jody. I don't see. I see a fat, short geek right now. Shine your head for a quarter. Gotta protect the McNuggets. Man, they quit picking the soybeans and corn a week ago, and my nose is still running. But there's a grain elevator not even a half mile that direction. So maybe, their dust gets in the air when they come in and empty the trucks out. I don't know. They're like family. I need to hire me a cleaning lady. You build upside down. I like it, John. I don't know where you get them, but those are good ones. Oh, crap. Oh, man. I don't know, man. I just don't know about life right now. Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. You can clean? Okay, yeah. It's a long way. You'd have to leave a day early to get back and forth to work. Good morning, Dee. How are you today? I bet you're happy to have Chadwick home. The big lug. Okay, morning. That'll work. I'm one of them guys. You can take me out fishing. I'll sit in the boat. I don't care. Who do you think I am, Chad? Yeah, exactly. That's why J Dog gets bummed sometimes if I come down there and go fishing and we don't catch no fish, or we only catch one or two. And I'm like, dude, I'm good just sitting here in the boat, man. I don't. We catch one, I'm happy. That's a successful trip for me. We sit here the rest of the day. It doesn't matter because it sure beats where I would have been sitting had I not come down there. What you want $900,000 for anyhow? That's an awful lot to ask of a guy. You're going to sell your house or something. Probably were these. And I know Dad's nurse ain't going to call me and tell me when she's going to be at the nursing home because she don't want to talk. She don't want to talk to me face to face. You exactly right. That's what I say. Ah, okay. Can I be your yard guy and live in one of the homes? I'll make your yard immaculate. Man, it's only $900,000. Heck, what a bargain, man. There you go, Morty. Like I said, like I go bluegill fishing, which is what we always done, and I always caught fish. I mean, it's just a given. Just some days you caught a lot more than others, and some days you caught big ones, and some days you caught average ones. He may lose a finger in the yard, but I'll pick the finger up. I won't just leave it laying there. I had to laugh because I put it in a. My son said put it in a bag of ice, so I put it in a bag of ice. And he got here and it was in the ice and it was melting. He said, "No, man, you're supposed to put it in a baggie, then put the baggie in the ice." I was like, it's probably not any good anymore, is it? We might as well just throw it away. He was like, "No, just take it with us to the hospital." Yeah, no doubt. The dog just jumped down and snack on it real quick. I, I could see that happening here, actually. Little guy will eat about anything. Morty, I cut off the end of my finger. This one here. You can see the difference. Yeah, it was this early summer, or I smashed it off. I didn't actually cut it off. It was a lawnmower accident. That's all I'm gonna say about that. Besides, it hurt a lot, especially the first probably 5 minutes after it happened. It had one of them shaking hurts, you know what I mean, where everything's shaking because it hurts so bad and you don't know what to do to make it quit. It got between, no doubt, it got between a handle and a freaking latch. It definitely did, and it happened so quick, man. I mean, just, and you was like, "Oh shit, this is not good." And I couldn't get the lawnmower shut off fast enough to get off of it to see what I did. Yeah. Yeah, the finger incident of 24. Morning, Jimmy. All right, buddy. But I went through the whole thing, even the recovery stuff, without no pain medication. No soup for you. No soup for you. I mean, even after I told the doctor in the ER that, hey, I'm a recovering opioid addict. I don't want any pain medication. She said, "Are you sure?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm sure. I'll be all right." She said, "I don't know about that." She said, "About midnight, when this numbness wears off, you're going to wonder." And I was like, "Yeah, we'll be all right." That's the problem with the country right now. Nobody's tough anymore. I wonder where Eric's at. What time is it? Eric, you should have been on me and be up here. No, it's only 6. He'd be up here in a while. I forgot I started early today. The tractor incident sign, but I have to look it up. I don't remember that one. But I did. I was one of them Seinfeld guys that got it on the reruns, so I didn't see it when it originally ran. All right, brother. Mm-hmm. And Board Kramer tried to do stand up after the show ended. Whatever his name, I can't remember his name, but that didn't go very well. Stand up's one of them things that you will learn very quickly that you don't know what you're doing. And if you don't know what you're doing, you probably shouldn't be up there. No, I haven't yet, John. I didn't get home till late yesterday afternoon / evening. It was going dark. I had to get us something to eat, and then I forgot I didn't have no dog food. So I had to run down to the store real quick. It was ain't all of us got a lot of leisure time like you do. See, I don't even know if I got the alert for it. Let's see. I'm sure I haven't cleared any of my alerts yet. What time did it come on? Oh shit! Nope, I don't see it. I have to go in there and check it out sometime today. At 8:30, that's about one edible deep by then, buddy. Oh, we talking about up there in Shawano, Morty? Yeah. It's big lake's not very deep though, is it? Yeah. I wondered because I think I remember watching the cars run on the stock cars race on the ice there when I lived there. Good morning, the Bigfoot coffee.
Good morning.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. It was a shallow lake. But heck yeah, when I lived there, we went out and watched the stock cars like run on the dirt tracks here. They raced them on the ice. They had spikes in their tires like about that long. It was pretty cool. I was like, I could do that.
I ain't got nothing to say.
I ain't either, man. I started today completely lost.
I just thought you want to see me, so
it made my day. I ain't gonna lie. My day shall be better from here on out.
Wow. I just saw that name over there.
Gorgeous day in Buster Cherry. Okay. The hell are you and where'd you get that name at and how did I give you a wrench?
I was going to say, it's the first time I've ever saw it and they've got a wrench.
I know. I was thinking I better check this person out. I must have been in a good mood that day or something.
What's the name?
Are you serious?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my goodness.
You can't. Yeah, you can't see over there.
No, those are supposed to be put up yesterday.
Taylor's yelling at me.
I'm not yelling at you.
If that's yelling, you are blessed.
You see the couch over there?
Oh, yeah. Oh, hunting?
No, that's all. That's, which way do I point there? That's all my guns over there.
Hold on. Okay. We going to war?
No, we had you can't really see him. It's too dark. We had a situation. Had to relocate them for a little while and just got them back. I got to put them away.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
We were doing someone a favor and we relocated them, and now that someone's not in the picture anymore. So.
Oh, really? Yeah. Yep. And that's, you got to be real careful, especially with something like guns. Because
Take me off full screen now.
Oh, yeah. I like mine, and I don't want nobody messing with them. I don't have many, don't get me wrong. I only got 4 or 5, but it's enough to do what I need to do.
John's on the right track there. It's not us. It was Megan's ex-boyfriend.
Oh, okay.
And now he's not in the picture anymore, so.
Okay, you couldn't have him there because of him then.
Well, yeah, they thought he was. So what happened was he bought a motorcycle and decided one night he could outrun the police.
Yeah.
So he ended up with a felony charge for evading,
Evading, yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Fleeing and evading.
and it was looking like they were going to put him on house arrest, and he was living here.
Oh yeah.
So it was either he had to hit the street, or we relocated the firearms for a
Yep.
while.
Yep. I
He
understand.
ended up not getting house arrest, so we didn't have to relocate him anyway. And then Megan broke up with him. So
That might have been a pretty good idea.
he was actually, I mean, yeah, he made a stupid choice, running for
Yeah.
the cops, but he was a
Yeah.
good kid.
Oh, was he? All right.
Well, until we found out some other stuff he did, and then he wasn't such a good kid anymore,
Okay.
which is why she broke up with him.
Yeah. I couldn't have a daughter, man. I'd end up in prison. I know I would. This gotta be hard.
I mean, he had to be, at least we thought he was good enough that we were willing to relocate our firearms for him.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
And I told him it would be for a very short period.
Yeah. You need to get your felony expunged or get yourself a sponge to sleep on somewhere. Yep. In fact, I didn't think about it until a few months back when Dad was here going through the dementia, and it dawned on me I got guns laying all over the place, so I ended up having to buy a gun
Well,
safe in a minute.
Dale, I'll tell you what, if I'd have got caught some of the stuff I did when I was younger, I wouldn't be able to have those guns.
Yeah, yeah, I'm with you. Yeah, but back then cops didn't try to ruin your life, and get felonies on you. A lot of times they'd let you slide on stuff that they
My
won't
dad,
slide on now.
my dad always told a story when he was probably in his mid to late 20s. Back then, drinking and driving, yeah, of course it was still illegal, but it wasn't
Yeah.
felony. And he got caught. He got pulled over one day, and when the cops pulled him over, he pulled into the high school parking lot.
Mm.
And the cops talked to him and could tell he was drunk. And they were like, "Well, where are you going?" He's like, "I'm going home." And they're like, "Well, we can't let you drive home." He said, "Can you get this car over into a parking spot and point it over to a certain part of the school parking lot?" And there was a median there. And Dad's like, "Yeah, I can get it over there." And the cop said, "Well, if you get it over there, I'll take you home." So Dad said he just put it in gear and drove over the median and everything and got it over into the school parking lot.
He didn't say how.
And the cop
There it
stopped
is.
him over there, and he said, "Well, you did what I asked. Get in."
There it is. I mean, I can remember getting pulled over as a teenager and have to sit there and pour beer out, set them upside down on the curb. We had everyone cruise the main street in town, 4-lane road there. And, they're all driving by honking while you're sitting there emptying beer cans out and then putting them back in the box. Where nowadays they'd take you to jail for that. I mean, I don't know. Things changed a lot. I still think the 80s was the best decade ever.
I agree.
Yeah, I had a lot of fun in the 80s, man. A lot of fun. And part of the early 90s.
That could have something to do with, that we didn't get to enjoy the 50s or the 60s or.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true too.
Everybody thinks their decade's the best decade because that's what they live for.
It was freer back then even.
But the 80s were great.
Yeah, there's a lot of cool stuff happening in the 80s.
John said, "I heard I had a blast in the 80s.
Yeah. I seen an interview with Joe Walsh, or heard it on Bob and Tom one time, and he was talking about a tour they were on. He said, "Yeah, we done a tour one time, and I honestly don't remember any of it. I don't even remember being there. a world tour at that."
I know. I went to a Fleetwood Mac concert one time.
Yeah, that's all you remember, being there.
Oh God, there's Chad.
You was born. Dang, man. You making me feel old here. Hell, I started the 80s out in the service and ended up married with kids.
I was born in 1971.
Dang, I'm feeling.
Telly was born in 1876.
I graduated in 82. Well, it was supposed to be 82. I took a vacation and had to come back and finish a semester in 83. So technically, I graduated in
What are
83.
you reading over for?
The lights keep changing. Why do the lights keep changing?
Yeah, but the 80s, late 70s, early 80s, you had good rock and roll music. MTV still played rock videos, which made it a music television station.
Chad says, Chris, why don't you love Telly enough to give her Chad amount of money?
Right?
Maybe Chad should kick in like 99.9% of that money, and I'll give her the rest.
Graduating class. That's all right. I'm old enough. I was around when they invented dirt. What's some old guy you say in that movie? They invented dirt.
John says Lindia was an old, honest age graduating class. And she's almost as old as Telly.
You guys, how you live, I don't know. They must not hear half of it.
She's right there.
Oh, is she? Okay. I see you now. It's a little screen. I can't see it. If the PC I bought worked properly, I could have it on the 23-inch screen right now, but
Are you on your phone?
now laptop.
Oh. Well, I've got my laptop right here.
Yep.
My 50-inch monitor's up there.
Okay, yeah, I got my phone next
So if
to
you see me looking up, it's because I'm looking at the big screen.
Yeah.
Or like over here, I'm reading chat on the big screen. I'm not reading it on the laptop.
Yeah, that's
Since dated Abe, I believe.
I agree with you, Morty. The cell phones have ruined this world, man. Yeah, I mean, you go out to a restaurant and there's a table of 6 people and they're all sitting there looking at their phone.
You know, the bad thing, and that's a true statement, but the bad thing is Telly and I will be like, especially if we're traveling and we're back, like when we were down there with when we went down and fished with Micah, we went out. It was just me and Telly, and we went to the restaurant, sat down, and looked at the menu, and then we were both on our phones.
Yep.
And so, I mean, it's not just
No,
others, we do it too.
That's all. Yeah, it's everybody. Where I'm thinking of starting at least one weekend a month on Friday evening, shutting everything off and not picking it back up again until Monday. You know what I mean? Because I waste so many hours on social media stuff and internet and watching videos and crap. I thought, I'm going to start at least getting away from it one weekend a month. I forget what the guy's name is. He has a talk show, but he takes all of August off, locks all of his phones and everything. Has no access to news, social media, TV, or anything for a month.
Version of how to cook a turkey. Step 1, buy a turkey. Step 2, have a glass of wine. Step 3, stuff a turkey. Step 4, have a glass of
Yeah,
wine.
John, I can dig that.
Turkey in the oven, relax and have a glass of wine.
Yeah, that sounds like something you need.
We go down to my family's land in Kentucky. It's literally a valley that sits between 2 mountains, and you're not picking up anything. You're lucky to get cell signals sometimes. So when you go down there, you're literally out in the middle of nowhere with no communications.
See you, Dale.
All right, Dale. See you, buddy. Have a good day today, man. It could be worse. That's a good picture. But like when I went fishing with J-Dog, I don't think I pulled my phone out the whole day. We had his talking to, Eric and Uncle Lou and them, but we didn't go live or nothing. I didn't know it because I drove down there doing, my live thing like this. And someone said something the other day. Well, I thought you was going to do the live while you was down there fishing too. I couldn't believe you just shut it off. Like I do it every time I go. Yeah, Well, I don't talk. I hate talking on telephone, John. So anyone knows me, if you call me, there's a good chance I don't answer the phone. I'll listen to your message, and if you know me real well, don't leave a message. You just call and hang up. I'll call you back. But yeah, I don't answer my phone very often, except
If
for.
I had John's number, I'd call him every once in a while just to let him know I loved him.
Yeah, I could live without it, man. It'd be hard, but
Kelly,
exactly.
Kelly's like, you don't even like talking on the phone. She's right. I don't.
Yep. It's. I remember when they first come out, the smartphones and stuff. I had a friend say, "Man, those things are the devil, dude. I'm telling you." This was in the mid 2000s or whatever. He didn't even have cable. He does now. You know what I'm saying?
Did did you ever have a pager?
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
when I worked at the cable company, I had to have one.
Yeah, I used to carry a pager too, and you had to your pager would go off, and then you had to go find a payphone to call
Yep.
the person back.
I don't know how many times I lost mine in cable company because I'd have it clipped on my pocket or whatever, and then I'd put my climbing belt on and stuff and go up and climb a pole to fix something or whatever, and come back, get in the truck, get all the way home, like get called out at night or something, get all the way home and go in the house and reach for the pager, and it ain't there. Like, oh man. And then you go back out because you know where you dropped it at. It's right there where you climbed that pole.
Uncle Lou, you warmed my heart. That's what you did.
Morning, Chris. Good to see you, buddy. How you doing today? Morning, Uncle Lou.
John, that's one thing I never did do.
Yeah. And then actually at the cable company, we got one of them bag phones when they first cell phones were starting to come out, and it was a big phone in a bag, and you open it up and raise the antenna up and call the answering service or whatever.
Yep.
And and I don't know if they charged by the minute or what, but they watched that thing like a hawk, man.
I think they did back then. Those
Yeah.
type of phones.
And I know they would tell you
Every minute.
the only time you use that is to call the answering service to check if everything's back up and calls quit coming in.
And so John said he decided to say I was a dealer. That's why I had a beeper. And I said, no, I never did that. He said, oh, I had 3 beepers. Just saying.
Wow.
I was the last person I know to get
Yeah,
a smartphone.
maybe Telly should be asking John for $900,000.
No doubt. He did retire awful early, didn't he?
Yep.
Buy property in Florida.
Ooh, there you go, John. She said she'll take $850. Well, wait, where are you getting the other 50?
I'm not. They said,
They'll work with you.
well, that's all.
Oh, it said or best offer.
Yep, you get that close, they'll work with you. Well, yeah, I was the last one I knew of me of any of my friends besides my nutty friend that didn't have cable, but I was the last one to get a smartphone. I had a Nokia, one of them kind of, I don't know, they were about what, 6 inches long or whatever. Those things were indestructible.
I'm going to leave that alone, buddy.
Yeah. Well, I get that shirt, but I did drop. It's the only phone I ever lost. I dropped that one in the lake fishing one day, and where I lived at, the apartment me and Justin lived at, was on the lake, in Noblesville. Lawn business, lawn, grass, same thing. Yep. And that's when I found out how expensive cell phones were, because I got that phone with the plan. You know what I mean? They give it to you, and then when I lost it, I had to buy one. I was like, "How much? Are you? No way! You're kidding me!" So I had to pay for a Nokia cell phone. I wouldn't want to even think about paying for one of these.
Half that I ordered was fixing.
Weed man, what's up, Weed man? Good morning, night girl.
Maybe I can get him to do one at CatCon.
Yeah, probably if you give him a heads up that you want one done at CatCon, he can be ready to do it.
Got high on my supply. That's why I never got ahead, but I still had a good time. Yep. Always cut your cut out of the supply and then don't touch the rest. He was a plumber laying pipe.
So I'm off this week, and then I work Monday, Tuesday, Friday, Saturday next week, and then I move over to my new position.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know. I thought you'd already started. That's cool.
No, Telly and I actually moved. We both moved to our new positions on the same day.
Yeah. Because she's taking your position, right?
Yep.
That's cool.
And
She
I'm
should already know
jacking
how
up
to
as
do
much
it
as I
then.
can before I leave.
Yeah, say she should know how to do it then. Hearing you complain about it, she probably knows how to do all of it.
Now I'll be on Monday through Friday. She'll still be on 12s.
Oh, that's right. I remember you saying that the last time. Yeah. I don't. Well, I don't know which one. Being on 12s, you get more time off. It's just weird time off.
Well, it's just most of your days are through the week. Your days off are through the week,
Yeah. Yeah.
and every other weekend.
Yeah.
I'm 100%. I'm going to miss all the time off.
Yeah. That's what I was thinking. Yeah.
But working an 8-hour day as opposed to a 12-hour day every time you go in is going to go pretty fast.
Yeah. Yeah. For sure. Yeah. Yeah. For sure. The best I had, we worked 410s up in Wisconsin when we were building the fiber stuff, and
Yeah,
that was the
they've
thick of it.
tried that a few times where I work. Certain areas would go to 410s, and it never failed. Every time they would do it, they would force them in on Friday.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I'm like, what's the purpose of going to 410s? Now you're working 510s or 410s and an 8.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, night girl. My son's got a friend that owns a restaurant in Terre Haute by the campus. Don't ask me the name of it. I don't know. I just know he owns a restaurant in Terre Haute. Only person in South Florida not tan.
Those. I'll probably be working in my new position. I'm probably going to do like 6 to 2 would be my hours. I can. They told me I can do whatever hours I want, basically, as long as
Yeah.
I'm within some of those core hours.
Yeah.
But 6 to 2 sounds pretty good.
Yeah. Because then in the summertime, you still got what, 6 or 7 hours of daylight.
I mean, technically, I could have enough time to get home, grab the boat, hit the Ohio for a couple hours.
Yeah.
But
That's what I mean. Yeah.
I work in Indy. It's almost an hour back home, and then an hour and a half or so down to the river. That's a lot of driving in one day.
Yeah. Yeah. You could always hit the reservoir.
Well, that's still an hour and a half.
Yeah, that's true. Oh, you was raised here in Indiana, night girl. Where you live at now? You know, Morty, I think I did, but I had a pretty frustrating day yesterday, let's say, dealing with the doctor and the nurse and stuff, so I probably don't remember. And you'll understand when I say that I have brain damage from concussions and my memory's bad. I'm not making that shit up because I know I watched it, but I can tell you right now, I have absolutely no idea what it was about. That is what you call brain damaged. Living in Michigan, what part? I love Michigan. I used to go up and surf.
Yeah, Telly's got family in Michigan.
Oh, really? I've been all up and down the west coast of Michigan, man. Well, I could live up there in a heartbeat. Like, I like
Most of
St.
Telly's
Joe a
families,
lot. Do
most of
what?
Telly's families around Battle Creek.
Oh, yeah, yeah. I've never been in much of the other part of the state. I've just been on the coast. I love it, man. I would live there in a heartbeat. There's a lot of old money on that coast. I know that.
Well, Wabash Nate, they call it making my own hours, but I've still got to do an 8-hour day. I mean,
Yeah, and there's a perimeter in which they got to fall, right?
yeah, well, they call them core hours, which are
Yeah.
like 9 to 4. But you're supposed to be in that time frame for most of your day.
Yeah.
But with the job I'll be doing, I know like there's one guy, the guy I'm replacing, he was working like 4 to 11:30.
Oh, really? At night?
Yeah, and I'm not going in there at 4 in the morning. I'd have to get up
Oh,
at
4
2.
in the morning. Okay. Yeah, yeah. No, me neither. Oh, you're living over on the east side, represent. You over there in Kid Rock country.
Lake St. Clair. I've heard of that.
That's where Kid Rock used to hang out at. That's what his summertime song was about. Yeah, it does. It runs all down through Lafayette and then down through Terre Haute. Eventually, what meets the Ohio or the
Yeah,
Mississippi?
it goes all the way down to the Ohio River.
Does it? I was wondering if it did or not. I didn't know if it cut across and went to Mississippi or not. I know a friend of mine. They kayak fished in Terre Haute, there south or Lafayette, south of campus. You drive across that bridge, and as you start up the hill to campus, you turn at that light, and the road runs out of town. And I guess there's a boat ramp there. And he said it's a pretty nice stretch of river. I asked him, I said, could you get a John boat or something on there? And he's like, oh, yeah. He said, you get a John boat with motor and everything. No kidding. You can go hang out with Kid Rock and say, hey, man, can I crash in your trailer? He got a trailer out back where all the good stuff happens. He does. Kid Rock does. It's hilarious. I've seen a video of it.
There's a furniture store in the town near us, Shelbyville. That's called Flat Rock Furniture.
Oh,
And
yeah?
apparently, I knew one of the guys that worked in there at Flat Rock Furniture, and this was probably 20 years ago, but well, maybe not that, 15 years ago. Kid Rock had ordered a whole bunch of furniture from them. And he got to go up there and when they did the delivery and meet him, and he had pictures with him and everything when they
Oh,
delivered all
cool.
that furniture.
Yeah, Lafayette is a really nice town. You got Lafayette, and then you got West Lafayette, which is where the campus and stuff is.
I don't think Buggy cares, Nike Girl.
I just waved my hat, and he'd let me in. So, what's up, dude? I just come down to hang out and drink a beer. Want to shoot some guns? Yeah, no, I'm pretty sure that's one of them places you don't play around. Now, I had a friend who helped build. John Mellencamp's got a recording studio on his property, and it looks like a barn from the outside. And you wouldn't know what it was until you went in there. But I guess it's pretty sharp. I had a buddy done a lot of the interior woodwork on it. He said the guy was an asshole, actually. And I was like, yeah, I can see that. Just from the interviews I seen him on Bob and Tom, you could tell. But I mean, at least he accepts it and he knows it, and he's not afraid to own it.
Yeah, it's a shame. I mean, I don't know if you've ever heard him talk any politics, but
Yeah, yeah. You're okay, night girl. Don't worry about the cussing. I usually give a disclaimer early in the show. If you are letting your children listen to this program, you're a bad parent and your kids should be taken away from you. Bottom
does
line,
does
ain't
that
for
count for dogs too? Because my dogs are in here.
dogs are iffy, man. It depends on how sharp they are. If they're
Well,
real sharp and they pick up stuff quick, yeah, probably a bad idea.
I call our dogs the dumbest smart dogs I've ever seen.
I got one. I got one. Believe me. Yeah, that's another guy's property you don't want to mess around on because he can hit you from a long ways away, like about what 500 yards probably with a scope. Hey, River Rat, how you doing, buddy? Good to see you this morning. Look at you. How you feeling? You home yet? Yeah, heart attack this weekend.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, yeah. He come up yesterday. He was in the hospital.
Well, I hope you're on the mends.
No, night girl, you're fine. Don't worry about it. The F word gets thrown around here quite often. That's why it's an adult show. It's not for kids.
Well, I mean, we're talking about, not messing around on other people's property. You guys just saw what I had behind me. So,
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. I got a 12 gauge pump. I got my 380 with what 8 in the clip and 1 in
and
the
that's
holster clip.
What you guys saw are just the long guns. You haven't seen.
Yeah. Actually, I went over to Wilbur Wright shooting last weekend. It's a shooting range between here and Newcastle, and it's free. Wilbur
I
Wright
heard of this place. I've never been
Memorial
there.
Place or whatever. Yeah, it's pretty cool. The guys that were in charge of it were real nice.
I'll show you.
Crazy mom guards the backyard. Yeah, that's all you need. Crazy mom, they come in the back. They're going to ask you to please get them out of there.
If they do happen to make it through everything that's back there behind me, then I got this too.
Oh, yeah, buddy. Okay, touche, pal. You got past the guns. I'm going to kill you with a sword. Oh. That sounds like my son. He was all about not having a gun in the house or anything until COVID happened. And he started seeing all the craziness going on out in the streets in the other cities and stuff. And he called me and said, "Hey, can you bring that one shotgun over?" I'm like, "Yeah, I thought you might want me to." Which I asked you to let me do 5 years before that. He lives in a part of Indiana, north of Indianapolis, that's kind of an affluent area, and let's face it, people who break in homes don't break in homes in the ghetto. You know what I mean? Yep, I agree with you, John, 100%. In fact, I was just thinking this morning when I got up, I was thinking, man, I need to order some double-aught buck for the 12 gauge and do every other one double-aught slug. You know what I mean? Because I don't know who you are. You get hit with a 12 gauge slug, it's over. Yep. Believe me, it happens though. We're like me. I was real bad about never locking my doors and stuff, most of my life until, just probably the last 10 years. I never locked anything.
Yeah, I grew up. I grew up not very far from where we live now, and we always did at night.
Yeah.
During the summer, it was the screen door was closed, and that was it.
Yep. Somebody popped up and made me lose everything. There you are, buddy. How you feeling, man?
Feeling a lot better.
All right, good. I'm glad to hear it.
They let me out of it. They let me out of here yesterday about 5 o'clock.
Yeah.
Let me come home.
Yep, that's scary stuff right there, man. It'd slap you in the face with reality, won't it?
Absolutely.
Yes, sir. Because I had a perforated colon one time, and I had this big infection. And actually, the day before, I had raced a 60-mile dirt bike race, and I got so lucky because it was there the day before. And had it burst, I'd have been dead. That's the doctor told me in the hospital because I almost didn't go. And he's like, "What's a good thing you came?" He said, "I'm telling you right now, it was about the size. It was bigger than a golf ball. Massive infection." He said, "If that had burst, you would have been dead before your girlfriend could call 911." I said, "You're kidding me."
I don't know what a perforated colon is or how you get them, but you might want to start vetting some of these guys you're meeting.
Yeah, you get them from diverticulitis and a lot of seeded things. I don't eat like kiwi anymore with little seeds and stuff because most people in America have diverticulitis or losis, whichever one it is the little polyps inside your colon. Okay, and if a seed or something gets up inside one of them, it doesn't get out and it becomes infected, and that's what perforated the colon. And the funny part is my surgeon, okay, Dr. George, the surgeon, he was from Costa Rica. And I was talking to him about, what he was going to do when he finished IU med school. Was he going to go back home? He said, "Oh, no." He said, "I wouldn't have a job if I went back home." He said, "Because this doesn't exist in my country." He said, "It's the diet you Americans eat that's the only reason that even exists."
Interesting.
Yep. Because I was hoping he was going back to Costa Rica. I was going to say, "Hey, man, let me get your number. I'll come down there and go surfing." But yeah, he said that, that diverticulitis or losis, whichever one, there's two different kinds. I think one's when it's actively infected and one when it's not. But it's some of the worst pain you ever feel. I can tell you that. And Yeah, John can't do that many shots a day, night girl. But
Every time you say dirt bike,
yeah, but it was funny. He said because where they at, they're not going to the grocery store in Costa Rica and buying processed food. They're eating fresh food and fresh vegetables and things like that. High fiber.
I had a I had a doctor's appointment yesterday. Just
And
a,
no, night
just a
girl, I didn't say anything about professionally. Go ahead, Chris. I'm sorry.
it's just a checkup, but
You did?
yeah,
You,
I've lost 43 pounds since
you're
March.
kidding me. See, man, I need to get on that. I'm telling you. But my blood work. I just had a physical 2 weeks ago, man, and my doctor was stoked because like my AC1 or whatever went down real. I'm not pre-diabetic or whatever like I was, and so I need to start eating better. And actually, I'm going to go join a gym because if I plan on riding again, if I plan on ever riding a dirt bike again, I got to lose weight and get in shape, or I'd literally be like I'd be in 30/30's boat. I'd be in the hospital or dead one too.
Well, I knew I'd lost some weight, and stuff, but I'm still wearing the same clothes I was wearing a year ago. And I mean, I've tightened my belt up some, but I actually had to go back and look at videos from last year to see, because, I don't notice
See,
it.
yeah, you don't notice it. Yep, I see what you're saying.
But when I pulled up some of those videos from last fall, I was like, holy crap.
Yeah, yeah. I was never heavy until I had to move back here and take care of mom and them, and I ended up, with a fairly stagnant lifestyle. Because before when I lived in Noblesville, I lived on the lake. Heck, I'd take my surfboard out in the summertime, probably 4 or 5 nights a week, and paddle my surfboard a mile, in the cove there.
Well,
And then I was racing dirt bikes, 2 to 3 times a month. And then I've gained 40 some pounds since I moved here, and I'm fat now. That's all there is to it. I ain't.
Kelly had asked me, she's like, well, how much weight do you think you need to lose? And I was like, till I get rid of this Dicky Doo disease.
Yep. Yep. Hey, 30, you're all right, brother. No worries whatsoever. When you have a good internet day, you pop on up. You're welcome up there anytime, man. I'm just glad
Yeah,
you're okay.
we're glad you're doing better.
Amazing on 4-wheel. Well, see, the key is on a dirt bike, you don't have to reach the ground once you're on it and moving. The only thing you got to worry about is when it comes time to stop. When I was a little kid and I'd take off on Dad's big dirt bike, I'd just roll up and take, kind of get side saddle, roll up and just jump off it and let it fall over. He wasn't real stoked about it, but that's the only way I could figure out how to get off of it.
Well, Buggy, I need more coffee again, and I need to start deciding if I'm actually going to hit the river today. So
Okay.
I'm going to jump down off here.
Man, dude, I
More
tell you.
coffee, look up some weather. My biggest issue with, because, we got to drive 2 hours to go anywhere. And if I get down there and it's blowing 20 miles an hour, I'm wasting my time. So
Exactly. Yeah, I was going to say, I know last night that wind was blowing so hard out of the north, man. And I'm going to estimate it was 20 miles an hour steady.
yeah, that's my biggest thing is always, well, what's the wind doing? And one of the things that we've discovered is if they say it's blowing 10, it's blowing 20 on the river.
Yeah, because of that valley effect through there. And I can handle being cold and stuff like that. It's just the wind. When the wind blows, it makes it miserable.
You ain't fooling anybody. We know you don't like the cold.
Well, I worked out in it for 15 years at the cable company, so I used to like it. I mean, if I had my druthers, I'd rather go fishing somewhere warm. But I'll go out. I got all my Carhartts and stuff. I'm ready. Now that I can get
Liar!
What'd you say, liar?
No, I said my hair.
I can't fit in none of them, but I got them.
No, so John and I, we like, the movie quote thing. I noticed he's got a movie quote in there, so I was making another quote.
Oh, okay. I see. I missed it. Yeah, I wasn't paying attention to the chat. I missed it.
Geographical oddity, 2 weeks from everywhere.
It's
Kind of like, I actually use that for when people ask, well, how far are you from this? How far are you from that? Everywhere we go, we're about an hour and a half, hour and 45 minutes from everywhere.
Yep, where you're at, you actually are. Come think of it. I used to hate to have to go racing the other side of Columbus because it just seemed like it took forever to get there, but it wasn't really that far away. Well,
It's not a secret, John.
for me it was because I'd have to go over to Indianapolis, then around the loop and then down 65. So that going over to Indy and stuff made the trip seem so much longer than it actually was. Which Columbus is a nice town from what I've seen. I've been through. I mean, I've drove through there 3 or 4 times. I may have done an appraisal there years and years ago, back when I was an apprentice, I think, because I remember going into the courthouse there or something, the county building.
I like to, when the opportunity presents itself, when we're making a video, I like to throw some of those movie quotes in our videos just to see if anybody ever comments on them, and no one ever does.
Oh, I have to watch closer. Now, I usually pick up on John's.
It's not all of them, but this kind of has to have, the opportunity has to kind of present itself.
Yeah, where where it's part of the natural conversation. Yeah. I usually catch most of John's. And I think the very first one he ever said that I got was when he first started coming around, and people were talking or whatever, and he just typed in, "I like turtles." And I was like, I know that. I know what that's from. And I knew then that he was going to be okay in my book.
If he just didn't live in Florida.
Yeah, that's true. If he had any sense.
I'm just kidding. I ain't got nothing against Florida.
Yep, I believe that, Morning. Florida's cool. I just couldn't live there in the summer. It gets so hot. There is no way I could do it, man. I mean, I sweat so much as it is. Yeah, that part I've noticed, John. The music and the videos coincide with each other. Yeah. But I mean, I'd die here in the summer. I don't know what I'd do there. I mean, here in the summertime, I'd get up at 3 o'clock in the morning and go fish until maybe 9 in the morning or so, just because it wouldn't be as hot. And I don't know what it is about that. I never used to be that way. I used to love being out in the sun and stuff. But I don't know. I did have a minor heat stroke one time. I don't know if that has anything to do with it or not. But I just literally there are points I can't, it's like, dude, we got to get in some shade. I can't do this. I'm going to pass out. Good morning, Eric.
Yeah, get up here, Eric, because I'm leaving. I need more coffee, and I got to start looking up some weather. Anyway, see you guys later.
Okay, great. Hey, thanks for coming up and hanging out, man. I appreciate it.
There, I'll wave bye to everybody.
One of these days, because I'll be able to travel now. One of these days, we'll get together, and if you are like going fishing by yourself, and it's going to happen next week or whatever,
you don't like Telly?
I'll go fishing with you on the river for sure.
You don't like Telly?
Well, yeah, but I just meant, when you're going by yourself, I don't want to interrupt you guys' time together because you're going to be a part of life.
You have an open invitation on our boat anytime you want. We still feel like we owe you some fish. So
no worries, we'll make them up in next spring for sure.
Because that, you went out with us that day, and what we catch one.
Yeah, I think we did. Yeah.
And then the very next day, we tore them up.
I know. I was like, are you effing kidding me, man? I'm at home listening. I'm like, you got to be kidding me. Well, this year I got smart. I bought a Kentucky license and Indiana license.
Yeah, I mean, if you're going to fish in that stretch of the river, just buy it. Buy Kentucky and Indiana, and you're good. I mean,
you're
going to fish with J-Dog around that Tanners Creek area, any of that 30-mile stretch, just buy those 2 licenses and you're going to be good.
Yep, I learned my lesson. Well, the one year I bought 2 of them. It was fall time, though, so it wasn't no sense in buying a whole year, because it was going to, or buying a full one because it was going to expire in a few months anyway. So I just bought the 2 one-day passes, and I think it cost $15 each day or something. So that was actually almost a year's worth of fishing license.
Yeah, we had been buying Indiana, Ohio, and Kentucky. And the only reason we had Ohio was because the Great Miami River, it's so close to Tanners Creek right there. Sometimes we like to go up in there, but parts of that river, you're still in Indiana.
Yeah.
So if you're paying attention to where you're at, you don't need the Ohio license. But then we decided not to buy Ohio this year, and then I was like, you know what? I'm just going to buy it because if I'm
Yeah.
up in throwing a cast net or anything like that,
I can tell you what it cost here in Indiana. It cost you $149. Take my word for this. I just paid it last month.
okay, I see where you're going now. But,
I'm like, and
so yeah, we buy Indiana, Ohio, Kentucky, and then of course we always buy Tennessee because we go there enough.
I showed the conservation officer the Kentucky when I said, look at this, sir. I said, I go to Kentucky a couple times a year and buy a license there. And he literally, you look on the computer from 2000 to 2023, you can see every year I've had a fishing license. And it's because of all the stuff that went on with Dad this spring. It was a tough spring this year, man. And I just flat out forgot from, I mean, you got that much shit on your mind. It's hard to keep everything in track. And, the guy was a prick, in my opinion, write a guy a ticket that made a mistake. You know what I mean?
Right.
It'd be different if he looked and I had one year and then missed 6 years and then got, you know what I mean? But when you see a guy every year.
John, they are reciprocal. Indiana, Kentucky, Ohio, if you're on the Ohio River, they all kind of recognize each other's licenses. But like if he goes down to fish with J-Dog and they're in the licking, he has to have Kentucky.
Yeah. Because
as soon as he gets out on the Ohio, then he has to have either Kentucky or Ohio. But if he comes down to Tanner's, he needs either Indiana or Kentucky. So if he buys Indiana and Kentucky, it's going to cover him for the areas that he goes
anywhere on the Ohio River that way. As long as
he goes up in the licking, or if he comes up in a creek in Indiana, he's got them both. Because as soon as you get off the Ohio and you're in a creek or a different river, then you have to have that state's license.
Yeah. Yeah. But the more I think about it, the Indiana, Kentucky would cover me anywhere I wanted to fish.
Oh, he was talking about us.
Oh,
so yeah, I mean, same deal. If I
Evansville all the way back up past J-Dogs.
If I go in the licking, which we do, then I need Kentucky. And if I'm up in Tanner's, I need Indiana. And there's other creeks and rivers. Like I like to go down to the Kentucky River. I need a Kentucky license, which it all comes into the Ohio, which Indiana license would cover me. But if I want to go in those rivers or creeks, then I've got to have that state's license. So we just buy them all.
Yeah, Morty, I never got checked in my life until this past 2 years. And actually, there's one of my lives. Danny Stone and them were on it making fun and cracking on me as I'm standing there talking to the DNR guy that time. Check his trunk. He's got a bale of weed in the trunk, and they're hollering all this stuff in the background. I'm trying to reach over and mute the phone.
So on that, John, they do not reciprocate because he's talking about when I said the Great Miami. They don't do that. It's only on the Ohio where they recognize.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, really? Auto renew? That's cool. I think they should come up with a national fit. I just seen that. I just thought of that reciprocity for a gun license. Trump and them are going to try and pass it. If you have a concealed carry permit in your state, it's good in all 50 states. Even California, which California'd have a fit. But yeah, I read that yesterday in the newspaper, I think, or else online.
Yeah, because I got my lifetime permit here in Indiana, and then they did the constitutional carry, which I mean, I still have my lifetime license. But
and that one gets you through Tennessee and Kentucky also, because they have reciprocity with us.
That's one of the things I need to do a better job of, because we travel so much. I need to see, what states do. I mean, we know one state that's definitely out, but we don't go there very often, thank goodness.
Yeah, you can go from the UP of Michigan to Key West, Florida, if you took a straight line through, and every one of them states you're good in. Now, if you go west of Indiana into the state over there, there's the place where catfish dogs from. You're probably not good over there, which I don't go to that state ever, to be honest with you.
It's ridiculous over there.
Yeah, it is. It's a horrible state.
All right, I really am leaving now because I got to eat coffee and I need to
later. I think because I'm a vet, I should be able to carry my gun anywhere I want in the United States of America. I earned that right. But it doesn't work that way, but that's just how I see it. Yeah, I always have a fishing license. I've never not had one. I just, like I said, had a really bad year this year with my father and was under a lot of stress and a lot of stuff going on. And I just literally forgot to buy it. But I didn't go fishing the first time until probably June. Good morning, sunshine. How you doing today? Oh, you broke up. I gotta scroll back up here and chat.
I said, are you talking to me?
Yeah, I was talking to you, Mr. Sunshine. Hey, night girl. I wasn't ignoring you or nothing. I was just talking, and I don't
Warehouse
like
today.
that when you're talking. Say what, buddy?
I said warehouse today.
Oh, you're shitting me. Oh man, never mind. I ain't even gonna ask you how
No.
you're doing because I can already tell you're gonna be in a good mood this morning.
Morning, Tim. John.
Yeah, John, I'm with you. If I get pulled over, I usually have my license in one hand, my gun permit in the other, and both hands up on the steering wheel because I'm not getting shot. Because I might have two in my car most of the time. What's up with the warehouse?
Yeah, the one guy that they hired that hit the bridge last week.
Yep.
Last week. He's slow in the warehouse, so and they let him drive, and there ain't no bridges on mine that he can hit.
No way. No way. That guy should have to work in the warehouse until he pays for the fucking truck, man. That's crazy. You get penalized because he hits a bridge. See, it wouldn't pay for me to work for another company these
He's
days.
lazy.
I'd get fired I'd be fired 3 times a year. Because that's what I would look
Morning,
at my
Jody.
this guy hits a bridge, so I get to work in the warehouse, which is basically punishment because I hate working in the warehouse. So he hit the bridge, gets to
Well, it's not
drive.
the point that he hit a bridge. He's lazy. He don't want to work in the warehouse.
Yep.
And they got 3 trucks coming in today. Plus, they got all that stuff to put away. And they're lazy people in the warehouse. And I need to learn how to do the whys and everything else before Dick retires because I'm going to apply for the warehouse manager.
Oh, okay. That worked.
When he retires, so.
Okay, well, then there's a reason for it. That works. Yep. Careful what you ask for.
Might as well. More money.
Oh, yeah.
More money, more stress, though, but.
Exactly. Yeah. That's the only part is then you have to be the one that deals with the lazy dude that hit the bridge. You know what I mean? That's the only bad part about it.
Yep.
Because I've done the supervisor.
But the owners and a lot of the other guys, they like my philosophy
That'll work.
about me saying when they had the thing when they came in and they had to cook out and everything, and they asked me questions and everything, and I told them, I said, well, I like money more than I do people.
Yep.
Cheryl got a kick out of that. She was the owner. She's like, oh, I never heard nobody say that before. I'm like, well,
It's fact.
dead president's never done me wrong.
And they're more fun to have. Oh, it's cloudy out today.
His name's Richard, but everybody calls him Dick. They're small water charters. And you want to know the funny part is his last name's Gray, so he's a gray dick. What's up, Mike Greenwell? Oh, I got flipped off on my way home yesterday. I got the number 1 signal.
Your Trump flag? Did they flip you off for your Trump flag? I need a new chair. Say, did they flip you off for your Trump flag? Oh, looks like you froze up, maybe. First you love me, and then you say goodbye. Wrong one. There we go. I think you froze up, Ert. What's the exposition? Hey, Mikey, how are you, buddy? It's good to see you. Sorry, this ain't quite as professional as Hog Leg Show was, but that's why we call it the clubhouse. You just come in and hang out. There ain't really no structure whatsoever. No way. That's cool. I like that. Bald eagle looks up. Nice. Even the eagles like Trump. Yeah, I think we were in a lot of trouble had he not won. I'll show you something here in a minute. Somebody just sent me. I don't know who it is, but that's unbelievable. Oh, it's Mikey. Well, check this out. I hadn't seen this yet. First you love me, and then you say goodbye, bye, bye. Oh, that's the kind of fish Mikey catches. Gee, Mike, man. What a fish. I would ask a stupid question, but I'm not. I'm assuming that's a PB right there. Gee, I wouldn't even be able to pick that up. I'm not even going to lie. I'd had to sit down. You'd had to set it on my lap. Man, what a fish. Goodness gracious. Was that okay to show that, Mikey? If not, I apologize, but that's impressive. I don't care who you are. Dang. What was the weight on it? Let's see. Man, for me, that'd be a once-in-a-lifetime fish. I could quit. I said, I'm done fishing. I can't top that. No way. I'm done. 73 pounds. Jeez. I couldn't imagine. Oh, I could imagine, actually, but yeah, how cool is that? Mikey out there killing it. Mikey Green. Oh, there we go. All right, Mikey, man. Good stuff, dude. That's about as impressive as it gets. Oop. Oh, gosh darn it. There we go. J Dog said to tell you, Mikey, that your buddy J Dog's proud of you. And he takes back everything he said about going one-on-one. I made the last part up. There you are.
That was weird.
Yeah, you went out and you was never come back.
That sucked. About 8 deer just run out in front of me.
No kidding.
Yeah.
I think it was the day before yesterday or whatever. I was coming home from the nursing home just about evening time, and I had a couple cross in front of me. And it's
I ate
weird.
those.
It's weird because I was just thinking about it before it happened.
Yeah,
I
I
did
know.
see a big buck. Where was I
You
at?
missed me hollering at them, telling them they taste delicious in a bowl of chili.
Well, shoot, I was somewhere yesterday and seen a big buck. I can't remember where I was now.
Right down here somewhere in this field over to the left of me,
It was a
where they
buck
should
and
be.
one
Yep, that's where
doe.
they're at.
They were walking out in a pitched cornfield.
But right now, a lot of them are hiding around the city and hiding to the suburbs because they know they can't get shot. I think
Yeah,
they're
exactly.
smart.
Yeah, that's okay. Time to go in and visit the humans for a while. The other crazy humans are out here trying to kill us. Oh, goodness.
When you see that many females, you know there's a male around somewhere.
Yeah. And he's a bad male because that's his herd. You know what I mean? He's a big bad dude. Have that many does around. Or you could just say he's like a pimp
Another
deer.
one off to. There's two of them over here to the right. Cornfield.
Yep. Yeah, cool temperatures probably don't hurt none either.
Yeah.
Foolish mortals. Man, some days you just don't want to get up and face the day. Today is one of those for me. Because there's a good chance I have to lose my temper today, and I don't like to do that. But I don't know. But sometimes you just got to get your point across. I just hope I don't end up in jail or nothing.
Yeah.
Because me and the doctor's going to have a talk today. And when he says, well, maybe his condition's just declining, my rebuttal's going to be, well, how in the hell would you know? You ain't even fucking seen him before. Those exact words, believe me, there's no doubt in my mind that's what I'll say. And that'll get our conversation off to a flying start because he'll understand I'm not a happy man right now.
Good morning, Mr. Murillo. Morty.
Good morning, Mike. Yeah, I know, Mike, but I don't have no choice today. I got to I got to at least talk to my dad's doctor at the hospice place on the phone today. And I already know how it's going to go, so there's not really much of a choice because I've tried the diplomatic way twice already. I've tried that, John. I tried being nice about it, but in the interim, my pop's laying there in pain in the hospital or in the nursing home, and I can't have it. Oh, I do have the choice of word selection. You're right, but sometimes you just got to throw the F-bomb to get somebody's attention and let them know I called you today. I'm effing serious. We're not. I don't want to hear no. Well, we could, or we would, or we should. His pain pump was supposed to be filled last week. And
Good morning, Allison.
Out of bed because his hips are so bad from the cancer
Gabby.
that I couldn't take him to fill his pain pump up. So I asked the doctor, what are we going to do to compensate for the loss of the medication from the pain pump? And I haven't got a good response yet. So I've talked to the nurse 3 times and she's relayed it to the doctor and he's relayed things back to me. And she finally said yesterday, you want me to have him call you? And I said, yeah, that's probably a really good idea. Hips don't lie. That's a fact. There was no way I could get him out of the bed, put him in a wheelchair, wheel him out to the car, get him in the car, drive 35 minutes to the pain clinic, get him in the wheelchair to the pain clinic, go in, get his pump filled, get him back in the car and drive all the way. There's just no way he could have took it. The pain would have been too much. And evidently this doctor doesn't understand that part. And he just told me that, well, the liquid morphine as needed will compensate. I'm like, no, there's no way that liquid morphine makes up for what that pain pump did. because it goes directly into the nerves. And I forget, he went from being in pain every day to where all he wanted to do is sit in his recliner to when they put that pain pump in, he was up out working in the yard doing all kinds of stuff. That's how much of a difference it makes. And I seen it happen with him and mom both. They both ended up with one. So if that's taken away, you got to compensate somewhere for the relief that it's providing. You know what I mean? Maybe I'm thinking wrong about this, but I don't know. Oh yeah, I've been there, John. Actually, the best part is all I could think of the first morning was, man, I'm glad I didn't step in that, because that's the only positive thought I could come up with at the time. And nothing worse than waking up to that first thing in the morning, believe me. And poor Dad saying, well, I thought I could make it. I'm like, Dad, there's a potty chair right there in front of you. You could have just stood up out of the recliner and sit down on it. Well, I don't like to go on it. I understand that, but now I got the next 2 hours to clean because there's curtains, walls, floors. Yep. Yeah, I know, John. Yeah, I don't know, man. It's just tough some days. And then I'm dealing with the Medicaid people trying to get all this stuff done that I have never done before. I don't know anything about government assistance of any kind. I come from working people, and the bureaucracy and BS is unbelievable in that process. Oh, it will eventually, Jody. Just I still haven't heard back from Medicaid people yet, and every day he's there, the fee goes up until he gets approved. If he doesn't get approved, then I'm on the hook for all that money, which really don't bother me because it ain't like they can get that money I ain't got from me. I ain't got it, so But still, they've been nice to help me do that and keep him there while we get all the paperwork done. Morning 205, wild action, as Eric would say, only he says it a whole lot louder. He must not have some audio or something where he's at, because I'm sure he already said that. Exactly, John. Blood from a turnip. Best part about not having anything, nobody can take it from you.
You never have anything. You're just leasing it till you die.
Yeah, that's true too. You don't ever own nothing.
But good morning, 205. Wild action.
Oh, Ben, well, I didn't know that. So you know all about cleaning up poop too, huh? Me, you, and John, we're professionals. Because he takes care of his mom. Even though she's never had children, according to her. Never been married or had kids, so she don't know who he is. But so I gotta go. That's why I'm going to try to end about 8 or 8:30, and then I'm going to drive over to the nursing home, because the nurse wouldn't tell me what time she's going to be there today, which I don't blame her. I wouldn't have told me neither. So me being me, I'll show up there about 9 and sit there all day and read or something. I am thinking about, I got to see if I can put a Ring camera in there or not. I don't know what their rules are about that, but I'm not sure I really care. And then I can actually see, because it seems miraculous that every time I show up there, it's like, oh yeah, we're just now getting ready to give him some liquid morphine. I'm like, okay, good. He could probably use it from what I just seen. He's already home, 205. Yep, he's at home now, thank goodness. I need y'all's address to mail her to you. Yeah, and I never realized how many people actually do that, take care of their parents. It's almost an epidemic in this country. And I was just blessed enough to have started doing a job 20 some years ago that I worked at home doing, because otherwise I don't know what I would have done. I mean, I would have either A, lost my job that I worked at, or I don't really know. That would have been the only alternative, I suppose. What kind of restrictions did they put you on, River Rat? Like food and stuff like that? Do you got like special diet and crap you got to eat now? I'm going to plead the fifth on that one, John. Exactly, Morty. And I done it as long as I could, but the dementia and the pain because of the bone cancer has gotten to the point that I can't take care of him, like he needs to be taken care of. I had to have surgery from a hernia that I got from lifting him up all the time, and it was my son come over and talk to me and stuff. It was like, Pop, it's time to do that. I'm like, yeah, I know. Exactly. I'm not a good son. I'm just doing what a good person would do. Because the lady at the nursing home, the administration lady, even said, you'd be amazed how many people just drop their parents off here and we see them maybe once or twice a year. And I laughed and said, well, in about 6 months, I'll ask you how that's going with me because you'll get tired of seeing me. A, I got the free time to stop in, and B, I'm part of my responsibility. Oh, really? Oh, I didn't know that. I thought they took them out when they put the stents in. So they got you on blood thinners where you got to carry like a little first aid kit with you in case you get cut. You know what I'm talking about? Anybody ever experienced that? I had a friend that was like that, and he had to carry a little first aid kit because if he got cut, he wasn't going to stop bleeding. Yeah, yeah. My dad's mom, because his dad died when he was 14, and his mom, him and my uncle, kind of split the responsibility. Man, Eric, it looks like you're driving right along the front coming in.
Maybe.
Because that's what the sky looks like here, only it's as far as the eye can see. They have blood costs, but they say I still got more. So you're on that blood thinner, man. You got to be careful when you're on that stuff until you get it all taken care of. You know what I mean? You don't, Uncle Lou? I don't know what kind of blood thinner my dad's friend was on, but literally he had a little first aid kit he had to carry with him. And if he got cut, that's the only way you'd be able to stop the blood. Or you wouldn't even be able to stop it. You would just have to slow it as much as you could till you got to, the hospital or whatever. I forget what it was called. He told me the name of it one time, but I don't remember.
I think Curtis was on Berlenta.
He's on blood thinner too, yeah. Mother Nature's first aid kit. Heck yeah, 205. That's what
Kid,
I'm talking
kid,
about.
kids nowadays wouldn't know what that is. Get a cut
Yep.
or a bruise out there, go rub some dirt in it.
Yep.
Yeah, it's part of the reason why kids are what way they got a phone in their hand all the time.
10-4.
Back in my day, kids came home with broken legs and arms and broken
Yep.
bones.
Yep. I can remember Like you get a little cut or something, I wouldn't even care. We was busy playing. I'd come home, let mom clean that stuff out later. I got, when I got home, she'd be like, "Did you cut your hand today?" "Yep." "Why didn't you come home and get a band-aid?" "Because we were playing. It quit bleeding after a while." And then there'd be blood stains all over my jeans or something, Like, oops, I'm sorry.
It's like back in the day, you used to have your bicycle and you'd all build ramps with an old
Oh, yeah.
tire and an old
Yeah.
piece of wood and stuff. Think you're Billy Bad Butt, and then next thing you know, you done broke your arm.
I could tell
Then
the
you're
story about my friend, and he wasn't a friend. He was a kid that lived in our neighborhood. We didn't like him much anyway, but he tried to jump a ramp on a 10-speed. And you remember the old Schwinn 10-speeds that had that like polished chrome gooseneck that the handlebars went in? If you've
yeah,
seen one, you'd know what I'm talking about. Well,
I know what you're talking about.
let's just say the bolt on the top of one of them is really sharp. And there was blood involved and a mother who wasn't real happy with us. Yeah, he literally ripped his ball sack open. I'll never forget it. It was like, oh, that's one of them where you start freaking out, like, someone go get his mom, hurry, hurry, hurry. So I'm not going. You go. I'm not going.
And it's the
Really?
only part that sucks about going into work late is the traffic going into town.
Yeah, exactly, John. Sunday, Wide World Sports. Monday, we're building ramps. I didn't know you were on blood thinners, Uncle Lou.
Yeah, I think because he had them blood clots in his legs.
Yeah, it makes perfect sense. Yeah, I mean, for sure. But I know Sonny, well, the guy who owns the lake where I go bluegill fishing and stuff, he would come over and he would have a little bag that he carried with him that had, stuff to close up a wound with. And I told him, all you need is super glue. Pat it till it's dry and work real fast. You'll get it closed up. Now they'll have a hard time opening it back up at the hospital, but you'll quit bleeding. Yeah, the whole jump the canyon thing, I'm with you, John. Yeah, that one, kind of like Fonzie jumping the shark.
Kids nowadays too busy getting their phone in their hand. You never know what a broken bone feels like.
Yeah, yeah. I never had one break in half. I've fractured a thumb. Uh, thought I broke my collarbone one time, but it wasn't broken. So mainly the only things I've done is tore my joints up, like my knees and my shoulders.
Cracking a rib when you're a kid don't feel good, I can tell you that.
Yeah, yeah. Let's tape that bad boy up. Just don't laugh or cough. Hey, morning, Dave.
Morning, Dave.
I've never had a compound, but see, and I swear by it, we've always drank a lot of milk in my family. And there's been times that I knew I broke a bone. You know what I mean? I crashed so hard I knew I broke something. And I may have sprained it or something, but I never actually broke a bone in half. And that's a lot of years of riding dirt bikes, and everyone breaks a bone.
Part of the reason why kids nowadays are so soft.
Yep. I call it the pussification of America. Well, that, and I don't know what kind of stuff they're putting in our food, but it's killing us all slowly or changing us all slowly.
Yeah, I seen something about that. They were talking about Fruity Pebbles. Or, yeah, not Fruity Pebbles. What's the other one? Fruit Loops. That's what it is.
No,
How
John,
much different the chemicals are in different countries than they are here.
I was
I
just
was
going to
like,
say that.
geez.
They put so much stuff in our food that most of the countries in the world refuse to let them do it. Check the ketchup bottle from Canada and here, Heinz ketchup. They're two different things. No, dude, we called his mom. Someone run down and got his mom, and she called the ambulance. And while the ambulance was coming, she berated us like we were the worst thing that ever existed. To which we told her, he said he wanted to do it. We told him not to. He done it anyway. Don't be mad at us. We tried to stop him.
Yeah, that probably made him be a tougher man, though.
Yeah, I'm thinking his mom should have bought him a freaking 20-inch BMX bike instead of a 10-speed. I'm just saying. Every kid in the neighborhood got a 10-speed. His mom buys him, or got BMX bike. His mom buys him a freaking 10-speed. Really? Oh, no, your wrist will never be the same after you break it. Pop run a crane, and he broke his on Sunday racing, and they cast it up to the elbow. Well, Monday morning, he was cutting part of it off where he could move his arm back and forth, to move the levers on the crane. And I'm going to say maybe 2 weeks later, he ended up cutting the whole cast off. And when it was all said and done, his wrist only had a little bit of motion. But like he said, there wasn't nobody going to pay him if he wasn't there running the crane. Yeah, his nuts dropped that day for sure. I'm telling you, dude, it's the scariest thing I've ever seen in my life. Yep. Anyone who's had a broken bone or a knee injury or something, this time of year you remember it real well because every day you wake up it hurts unless you had it replaced because of the temperature. Well, up here anyway, because the temperature's dropping and the moisture holds in the air. Masturbation wrist doesn't count, John. That's not a break. That's a sprain. And the way you injured it definitely doesn't count. Oh, I'll bet. Yeah, I never thought about that. Yeah, for sure. I thought them was campers sitting there for a minute.
There is.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
To the right.
But my left knee's bad enough now that I can't stand up for 5 minutes without it hurting, and I got to sit down. So that's how I know it's time for the knee replacement. Because I got no problem with pain. I mean, I just think pain's part of life if you're going to live an active life. You know what I mean? Yeah, no doubt. Morty, my son fell out of a tree one time, and someone had pruned the branches where the point was pointing up from where they cut the branch off, and it caught in the calf of the muscle of his calf, and peeled a big section of meat out of it. He was at his friend's house, and his mom called me. He was like maybe in second or third grade at the time, I'd say, and so I run over and get him real quick, and she's got him sitting there, and they got a towel around his leg, and I can see blood on the towel. And I looked, so I kind of peeled the towel back and looked at it, and I looked up at him, calm, although on inside I'm freaking out. I was like, "Yeah, bud, we probably ought to go get somebody to look at that one, okay?" So I get him in the van. I go back and get his mom, and I tell her, "Mitzi, under no circumstances do you take that towel off. Do not look at this. I'm telling you, don't do it." What'd she do? She peels the towel back and looks, and then freaked out. I was like, "I told you not to do it. Don't look." So she freaks out, then in turn gets him crying after I'd done got him calmed down and everything. You know what I mean? And I'm like, "You've got to be the stupidest human being I've ever met in my life to do what you just did." Because there was muscle and meat, and it was gnarly looking. But the last thing you want to do is freak out in front of the kid that it happened to. Oh, I'll bet. Oh, yeah. Now, when I fractured my eye socket, if you feel on the side of your eye socket by your temple, it's real thin right there. You can feel the bone through that thin skin, right? Well, I got a metal clip right there. You can actually feel it. When I worked outside in the wintertime, that metal would get cold before anything else did. Like if I'm up out in this in working in this in the bucket truck or whatever, and you talk about a weird sensation because it would stay cold when you got in the truck and started warming up. It was the last thing to warm up.
Yeah, I noticed last night that Ben passed away. I didn't know that this weekend.
Who's that?
You watch College Game Day this weekend?
Oh yeah. That was hard, wasn't it?
Yeah.
You know, in about 5 minutes before they showed that, one of the posters I seen said R.I.P. Ben. I was like, oh man, are you kidding me? You know the moral to that story, John? Was in a tree, cut big limb, broke wrist, got knocked out when limb hit me, broke ribs when I hit the ground. Moral of that story is pay someone else to cut them limbs. Because them broken ribs, man, those hurt. Everything you do, they hurt. Breathing.
And there's nothing they can do about it either.
No, tape you up. Yeah, I'm with you, John. I don't either. I always used to tell people on my dirt bike after I turned 40, if you see both these wheels off the ground, I made a mistake. Exactly, Morty. There's certain things now that I know my limits on. It's like the gutters need cleaned out here, and I gotta tell Glenn about that next time I talk to him. But there's some things I ain't gonna do, and get up on a ladder and clean gutters is one of them right now. There's no way. I'm too heavy to do it. Yeah, exactly, John. They radiate the cold into the bone. Yeah. Well, my left knee, what? I was 38 when I tore the ACL in it. And then when I wasn't 38, I was a little bit younger than that because then 2 years later, I tore it again riding a dirt bike and just never went back and got it fixed again. Oh, cool. Very cool, John. I know when I tore my right knee up when I was a teenager, they cast me from the ankle to the up above the thigh. And my brother drew a big right at the knee part. He drew a big, the skull with the Harley wings come up my thigh. It looked pretty cool. And then me and my buddies put stickers
Oh,
on
I was about to say I thought he was drawing something else on it.
it. Yeah, no.
I thought he drawed a carrot on it, a baby carrot.
Yeah. I remember going to the doctor when they were going to cut it off, and he said, well, am I supposed to just cut through all these stickers? You're going to ruin the blade on my thing. I was like, it'd be all right. I said, can you cut it from the back so we can spread it open and I can just pull my leg out and we can keep the cast? He said, you may not want to after you smell it. I'm like, okay. And he was right.
Especially with you and the way you sweat. I bet that thing stunk.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, man. No kidding, John. My ex-girlfriend that I was with before I moved here, she had a car wreck when she was 16 or 17 and broke her back. And she had a body cast, but it was from the waist up, I think.
Yep, you look at all the dumb things you used to do and you're like, man.
Yeah, it's amazing I'm walking, let alone can still think. But then it got rid of part of the population that way too, though. There's nothing to get rid of people nowadays. That's why
They're too busy looking at their phone.
Yep, that's why there's so many stupid people now. Not many of them are dying off when they're young.
And then they listen to the fake media, fake news.
Yes.
And they go out and vote for people like Kamala or Joe Biden.
Yeah.
Dumbasses.
You know, I seen a thing this morning, and they were talking about presidents through the last few decades. All right, let's say you started with, I forget, say one of the Bushes or whatever. Okay, average something like 64 million votes. Okay, so and it goes all the way down until Biden, and everyone before him averaged between 63 and 66 million votes. Okay, then all of a sudden you see Biden, he's got 81 million. And then now you look at Trump's and his is in the 60-some million point. One of these things is not like the other.
It's like that's like the other day. I was going through the reels on Instagram, and I seen the interview with Trump when he was at Oprah. I don't know, back in
Yeah.
the 70s or something like that.
It's
And the
80
points he was making,
Yep.
the points he was making back then, it's the same crap he's saying now. So he ain't changed. Like Kamala. Oh, I'm not going to take your guns. Oh yeah, I'm taking your guns. I'm going to buy back and all that. Like
Well,
people need to realize this.
I remember them asking him all the time back then, would he ever run for president? And he said back then, like he does now, well, if this country ever got bad enough that I thought it needed it and I could help, I would.
Nope. Trust me, we need it. Especially when you got North Korea helping Russia now. That's not good.
Chris, I'm afraid to ask him, Chris Hooks. I'm afraid to ask that. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to ask what's in the package. Shitty package today. Yeah, just get a colonoscopy. Yes, you are, John. Cologuard. Oh, okay. Yeah. God, I couldn't imagine. I'll let professionals collect my samples.
Yeah, just imagine them package stealers. They come on your porch, take your package, and you got that package of that filled up.
Yeah,
ready to ship it out. That'd be
and they open it up. Yep.
Just a box of.
Yeah. What is that? What is that? What is that in there? Oh my God! Are you kidding me?
A box of poo. Enjoy.
That would be fun.
Darn it! Now I got to do it again.
Yeah. Make a note. Never steal the packages from this house again.
Oh, I love it when they play them pranks on them when people keep stealing their packages and they get them glitter bombs and they put them in there.
Yep. JG Hill, I don't know. I had stuff I had to do yesterday, so after I ended this, I didn't get to watch or nothing because I was busy. Set it on fire and left it on the steps.
That was dog poop, John.
Nope, he used the real thing.
Oh man. That's old pranks you played back in the day.
Yep. Got a shitty package for you. Handle with care. That's all I can tell you. This is a box you don't want to crush.
Oh man, just imagine working in a warehouse like that and you shipping that stuff to the doctor and smashes on another box and oh man.
Yeah.
Imagine if it's one of them conveyor belts that's above you too and it starts leaking down on you. Oh God.
No.
Where does corn come from?
I think if I had to give a sample, I would eat corn the night before. Now that you mention it, that would be hilarious. In my twisted, sick mind, it would be hilarious. The person who receives the sample probably not so much. I have no idea, JG Hill. I stay out of that stuff, man. You know what I mean? I don't get in that kind of crap because then it leads to bad feelings between people, and I live my life. If you've never done nothing bad to me, regardless of what you got going on with anybody else, I don't care. You're okay in my book as long as you ain't never done nothing bad to me. So I may be friends with one guy who someone else ain't friends with, but that's all right. I still can be friends with him. So I don't know what's going on with all that. Yes.
Why can't we all just get along?
Baby mama drama. Yep. I should have placed some beads in. I wonder if they get samples that's got stuff like that in it. Yeah, I understand, JG. I wondered the same thing, and I thought, man, I'm not going to get into it. I'll just let that one go. It's I don't know what it was all about. Be honest with you. And there's people on both sides that I like, so I ain't gonna say nothing about anything. Yeah, glitter would be cool. I am going to remember that if I ever have to send a sample off, I'm going to eat corn the night before. I swear I am. Morning, Burrito Catfish ladies. Good to see you.
Morning, Lisa. Yeah, and I didn't realize yesterday was Lee Green's birthday.
Who? Lee Greenwood?
Yep, Lee Greenwood.
Yeah, I can't polish a turd, but you can roll it in glitter. I like it. I forgot what I was going to say now. See what happens.
I'm the kind of guy that would eat White Castles the day before.
I understand entirely because I was the same way. I was like, there's something going on there, and then I decided I probably better stay out of that shit.
My thing is
American line.
If I had to send poop away, I'd make sure I ate some White Castles onion chips and White Castles.
Too much.
That way it's nice and fresh for them. Yeah.
Too much. You're the one that's got to catch it in that little sample cup too, though. Just saying.
What, like your 20-ounce bottle?
I can't help it. Y'all ain't got that kind of talent. I just heard something else. What was it? Someone talked about peeing in a bottle. And it brought back memories of y'all talking about that. Stool sample should be in a bottle. Okay, we're on the poop talk now. We have definitely devolved to a lower life form at this moment. About the 7th grade level, I'm thinking, is where we're at right now.
I would have said 5th.
5th, yeah. Ain't that right, Mike? No doubt. Politics brought you right into stool samples. Oh, that's hilarious.
About the same difference.
See, that's why I don't want to live in the city right there. I can't stand being sitting in traffic like that.
Yeah.
I don't know how. I used to drive all around Indianapolis like that, when I lived up that way and done appraisals, and it didn't bother me. But now, for some reason, I've lost all my patience. Morning, Ernie.
Morning, Ernie.
Yeah, and I retitle this. I'm going to put a subtitle to this one: "A Pretty Shitty Show."
It's all Chris's fault.
Yep, he started it. He said we're welcome. I've never had to do that. Well, then again, that's because I have to have a colonoscopy every 5 years now. The VA says.
The garbage man. Garbage truck. If I was a garbage company, I'd get some of them Trump, the decals you put on the window.
Yep. Preparation H&H. Eddie, good morning, buddy. You might watch out. You may not want to be in here right now. They got poop talk going. I'm just trying to save you some gross out. Preparation H&H. Oh, that's hilarious. Oh, God, please grant me patience today. That's all I'm asking.
Yeah, I'm saying the same thing. Patient to deal with these lazy warehouse guys.
Ernie Brown, I'm going to ban you from my channel if you keep telling me what you have for breakfast, and I'll be lucky if I have a Pop-Tart. Prepare. This is a pain in the ass. I like it. Oh, man, that's definitely good. I'm going to have to move over that way, I reckon, so I can come over and have breakfast every morning. Just send him a picture. I'm sorry, D, you're 100, but you was already in here.
Good morning,
It
Miss D.
evolved into that where it's at now. It was just kind of a natural evolution. It wasn't anything scheduled, so I couldn't warn anyone. It just happened.
It's all Chris's fault.
I just
Remember that. It must be hard when you're in a hammock and you gotta go. Man, it must suck to have to get out.
Okay. Oh man, we've devolved way too far now. We even got D in on it. This one will go down as an all-time classic for sure. I might do a end of year thing. Get with John and say, hey, let's splice a bunch of the funnier parts out of all the show we done this year and make a compilation of them. It'd take a lot of time though. Figure out how you can make money. Ernie, I'm with you, brother. I got so much crap I could sell. Exactly.
No, I don't. I don't think anybody's going to buy that box, Buggy.
Do what? No.
I don't think anybody's going to buy that box.
Yeah, it did, Uncle Lou, for sure. Shitty show of the year. Yeah, no doubt. This is a category we can't announce over the live feed, but there was an award given out earlier for the shittiest show. What's the date today? The 12th or something like that. Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. Does DHL haul into the doctor's office? If they do, Miss D, watch out for that white box with the blue arrows on it. Don't open it.
Oh yeah, that's a fact. It's a disposable world now, Ernie. Okay, 205. We'll see you tomorrow, hopefully. Have a good day at work, man. Be safe. Turd wrapped in bubble wrap. Oh. Technically that is biohazard material. Scared him away. Yep. Never mind. A tube. I I don't want to know. I don't a tube and a container. Yeah. Now, well, they could have gave you a tray to set underneath the toilet seat. I reckon. I don't know. I'm thinking way too much now. All they need is a spoonful.
Oh man, don't say that. Somebody gonna use a spoon to get it out, and then they're gonna put the spoon back in the sink.
Put it in the dishwasher.
Is that the spoon? Oh man,
Yeah.
I was,
Don't eat,
I was
don't eat.
wondering why this. I wonder why this bowl of cereal tasted shitty.
Disclaimer warning again. If you're a parent and you have children and you're letting them listen to this show, your kids should be taken from you because you're a bad parent. This is not for children. I had to say that way when we end up in court, I can say, well, I put disclaimers out every now and then. Get your mind out of the toilet. Bada bing ching. Tip your waitresses and enjoy the shrimp. I'll be here all week.
Hey Randy, how you doing, buddy? Ain't been seeing you in a long time.
Mm-hmm. But you know how shit tastes. I knew that was coming. I just wasn't going to say it. Beat me up, Scotty. No doubt, JG. Can I go with you? Wherever you go, we'll leave these people here because I'm stuck in the middle here right now.
Sometimes it gets stuck in the middle too.
Yep, that's true. You know, I think I got a cat claws rod holder coming here anytime now. I think about it. Number 2 show of the year. Oh, they're all good. I should be writing these down. Oh, cool. Randy, that's very cool. Thank you for being here, man. Not the same one, but pretty close to it, I think. This is probably a little further along than any other ones before, for sure. I mean, because you can technically this topic here, you could visualize if you wanted to. Not that I would, because it gets way into all kinds of stuff when you visualize how someone collects that sample. Hey, honey, come here. Hold this bowl. No, just calm down. I'm not going to miss. Morning, regulators. Put your helmet on and come on in. It's kind of rough. Oh, there is a kids tournament this weekend. Who's putting it on? What channel? By all means, if you got anything like that kind of stuff going on or whatever, and you want to put a link up, you're more than welcome. I don't care about that kind of stuff, man. I mean, don't be spamming everything or whatever, but you know, if you want to put some links up for stuff that's going on, by all means, help yourself. Dr. Sachs Love, Tuesday Jazz, smooth jazz on Tuesday morning. I like it. Where'd he go? Oh, he's all the way up there now, almost out of the screen. How you doing, regulators? You okay? I hadn't seen you in a while.
I know he's been catching some good fish on that boat.
John, stop, or don't make me time you out, dude. You would be the one that put. I fucking knew it. I knew it. Yeah, you got some good karma on that boat, didn't you? Oh, I just had something pop up on my screen, like a DOS program looking thing or something. Huh? Interesting. Oh hell, it's 8 o'clock.
Yep.
Spam, spam, spam.
Time to go clock in.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
I heard you got some good juju on that boat, man. Turned it into a fish catching boat. Yeah, I know what I got to do today, Ernie. I'll trade you.
What are you doing?
Oh, you're just talking to me. Exactly. Someone had to. I fished out of that boat before, actually. Diddy's home. It looked like it, doesn't it? Mhm. Not all of them, Morty. Some of them you can sit out in all day and not catch a thing. And then you sell that same boat to someone else and they go out and slay them. Sampy, what's up, dude? I didn't even see you come in, man, but it's not the first time today I haven't seen people come in. Yep. Eric's going in the warehouse to go to work. It's 8:02. If I was smart, I'd say, guys, I gotta go. Guys, down the hill. They convicted the guy that killed those two girls in Delphi, Indiana. It was a national story, but it's more local now. Oh man, not now. It's too early for that. It's just now 8 o'clock. H&H stirred the poop and laughed. He did, didn't he? Oh, that's priceless. I don't blame him. Let's see here. Somebody text me. It looks like, oh hell, I got 3 different texts. Ain't nobody said they was better fishermen. I said there's better juju on that boat now, you sissy. Ain't nobody said nothing about anybody being a better fisherman than somebody else. So stop
He
lying.
got better. Aaron's got better water than J Dog. I mean, he don't have paradise coming ripping off his waters.
Yep. J Dog just mad because I'm making fun of his boat. That's the boat that I couldn't straddle the rail on and get in and out of. So I'm glad it's gone, to be honest with you. I got the scars to prove it. Kind of like the guy who jumped at 10 speed. Only J Dog bandaged it up for me. Oh no, my phone's blowing up now. I better quit. Can you hear
Oh
it?
yeah, yeah, I can hear it.
Yeah, we're gonna have to kill the volume and block someone for a little bit today, I think. Wait, that's not the one. Hold on, what are we getting that noise from? Nope. There we go. I'm not gonna answer all of them. Oh my lord. Where are we at here? I was was just spammed. I love you too, J Dog. You can't get on my nerves, you know that. I don't have any. Who's your daddy? Who loves you? He'll be up here before you know it. I got him fired up this morning. And then I'll end the show just when he pops up. So, time to go, guys, after 8 o'clock. Yes, John, I will take that ride. See you, Randy. Today's ride's starting. See you later. Where are you riding to? I don't know how you text that fast. There ain't no way I could do that. That was pretty quick, wasn't it? One right after. I don't know how you do that. There's so much stuff I don't know how to do that other people can do. Morning, Terry. You know, I just now figured out that you can have your phone off and like in the lock position, but you can hit that camera when you turn it on without, it's still like the lock screen, but the camera, you can hit that camera on the bottom and then the camera will come on. I just figured that out because I always would be taking the time to unlock it. So it's no wonder I missed so many cool pictures. Oh man, is there video on your site, on your page, Randy? I have to go watch it. I haven't seen it. I'm not around much on the weekends. Yes, that would have been a good one, Chris. I like it. All right, John, as soon as I finish here, that's what I'm going to go do. Final Frontier. Nice. I like it. Sorry, Uncle Lou. That's the first one today, though, so I'm doing better. Yep. All right, guys. I think I'm going to close her down, too, because I got stuff I got to get done today. I'm not even going to do any backstage or nothing. Oh, where's Rustic at? He's sleeping in today or what? Come think of it. I just noticed he ain't here, you knuckle brain. 8 o'clock. But anyway, it's a Who episode. See, JG Hill, thanks for hanging out, brother. I appreciate it. I actually do. I do. I appreciate everybody hanging out. It's a good way to start the day, man. To, cut up, have a little bit of lightheartedness, before you got to actually go in and live the real life. And hopefully we can keep this up and, everybody. Hey, there's my cannabis man, Seymour. Good to see you. Peace to you, brother. You too, D.
Are we ended it?
What's that?
Said are we ended?
Yeah, I'm going to end it. You're going to be in the warehouse today, and I need to get dressed and get ready to head to the nursing home because I'm going to be there no later than 9:30 for when Dad's nurse from hospice comes. I'm going to ruin her day because I'm going to be sitting there in the chair when she walks in with that look on my face like, well, did you find anything out yet? To which I know the answer, but I'm going to ask the question anyway just to be annoying. Hey, Marty, that's a good thing. Or Morty, that's a good thing. Makes you want to go fish, even if it's just in the creek by the house catching chubs. It's still fishing. Even a cane pole at the pond with a worm or something on it, a little float, still fishing.
Yeah, for all you glorious people that's still in chat, you all have a great Tuesday. And just remember, this is the first week of what do they call it? Election Trump.
Trump's
Of
administration, or
it's what do they call it? What did they say this morning? General elect Donald Trump.
president-elect.
Yeah, president
Yeah,
elect.
President-elect Trump. Yep. Yep. They need to just get out of the way and let him get to work. Well, hell, nobody
Yeah.
knows where Biden's at anyway. You know what I mean? Ain't nobody knows where he is.
Biden don't even know where he's at.
This is true. I've seen it firsthand myself with humans, and it'll get you that way. And they elected him, so screw them. He was like that before they elected him, and his wife should be charged with spousal abuse for letting them put him in that office. You talk about greed running rampant, man. That's it right there. His wife, not, there's no way he should have been put in that position. And for a guy with dementia, he done pretty good too. So, but I forgot I was ending this, didn't I? See what happens. So I'm going to end it at 8 and we end up running over to 9 or something like that all the time. Anyway, I appreciate every one of you hanging out with me, man. I honestly do. It makes my day, believe it or not, because I used to be really, really lonely here doing what I'm doing. And this sure has helped. Plus, I've made a lot of cool friends that I'm going to get to go fishing with someday. I think after Mom goes in the nursing home or passes away or whatever, that I'm going to take a summer and I'm just going to go around and fish with everybody I've met in here. I'm not opposed to sleeping in the back of my SUV on the riverbank or something. He's not in my basement. I don't even think he knows where he's at. He probably just gets tickled. Oh, Mommy, you think we're going to ride on the big jet again today? Oh, man, what about the helicopter? We get to do it too? Yay. I got you, Terry, for sure. All right, guys. Thank you so much. I hope your day goes as good as mine does. No, I take that back. I hope yours goes better than mine is. See you tomorrow.